All right, so what's on our mind? It has to do with kind of the follow up with Captor X, which I don't know if we've clued them in other than your vlog video.
No, I don't think so.
We both bought Captor X's.
Yep.
And I'll be completely honest, I haven't even touched mine.
Boom! I pulled the trigger on it.
Why?
I don't know.
Why would you do that?
I don't know.
We're not cowboys.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So, anyways,
You haven't opened the box on yours.
I opened the box.
Okay.
That's about as far. Oh, and I bought some headphone cables.
Yep.
And stuff like that. So like,
Okay.
I mean, I've got the stuff. I have not reset it. I have not used it. Like,
Yeah.
this baby right now is starting to crawl.
Yep.
She started crawling this past week.
Yep.
I've realized I can't turn away for 50 seconds.
Mm-mm.
So I haven't used it. So you gigged it.
Yeah.
Where are you at with it?
I've gigged it, I think, 4 times, maybe 3.
Hey, that's pretty good. I thought it was just like twice.
No, it's definitely 3, I think maybe 4 times now. So I've been really impressed and unimpressed at the same time.
Okay.
Okay. So what I'm using it for, and I think a lot of people, I don't know if they're really using it this way, but okay, let's go back in history. Okay, let's take a trip. The Wayback Machine.
Okay.
And let's think about sound reinforcements and PAs. They used to call PA systems and live sound reinforcement. A band would get their sound on stage, and that would be 60% of what the crowd would hear. And the sound reinforcements and the PA would add the other 40% in.
Sure.
So my thoughts is I'm playing smaller venues for the most part, because guess what? I'm not a rock star playing giant amphitheaters.
It's you and one other player.
Yeah, right? For the most part.
Yeah.
And so what I'm doing is I'm going to use my amp with this Captor X. My thought was I'm going to turn my amp where I normally like it, but it's a little bit too quiet for the gig, or it's not a wide enough sound, cover enough ground, because I'm using a Fender Deluxe. And it's kind of beamy a little bit. Yes, it's got an open back, and it's not as beamy as like a closed back 112 cab, but it's still a little beamy, right? So I'm going to take that Captor X, and I'm going to plug it in, and I'm going to add just 10% into the mains
Okay.
to fill out the rest of my sound.
All right.
I go to the gig, I plug it in, and I get my amp sound exactly how I want it. Because that's the biggest part of my sound, right? It's 80-90% of my sound. So I get it exactly where I want it. I'm like, oh, this thing sounds great. So I go over the Captor X, and I basically unmute myself off the main mixer. I'm like, okay, I'm ready. And I go to the Captor X, and I flip the attenuation switch all the way down. So now I'm only hearing the Captor X version.
Totally different sound.
It's totally different, yes, and I expect it to be totally different. But I'm switching into there. But what's cool about the Captor X is you can flip that off. So your speaker basically goes silent now, and now you're just hearing the mains. So I don't even use that for like an attenuator. And I have the chance in the future to use it to go just straight direct. But that's not my goal. My goal is to flip that thing down and listen to the mains. Listen to the mains. It doesn't sound like my amp. It sounds like my amp, but it sounds like my amp through a different speaker cabinet.
I mean, which is what it is.
Is exactly what it is. So I flip through a couple of my presets that I've got, and I find the preset that I like the most, and I adjust the little tone. I've got the little space knob on the Captor X. I get all that stuff exactly where I want it, and then I flip off that attenuation on my on that Captor X, and then I'm like, okay, let's hear all of it together. And I hit a chord, and I'm just like, brr, and it gets so wide.
Oh, okay.
Gets so wide. It feels like it just like, I don't know.
I got a question for you.
It feels almost like running 2 different amps. You know how so many players use 2 different amps to get 2 different EQ frequencies? It kind of feels
It's like running
that.
2 different cabs with 2 different speakers.
Yeah.
My question is, because you played 4 gigs, for each space that you go into, do you do a different preset, or have you been on the same one?
I was on the same preset for all of them except for 1 gig. And I changed the preset mainly because I wanted to. I wanted to try something different.
Sure.
Not necessarily because I thought, like, both of them sounded equally good, but I was like, you know what? I've been using this one. I'm going to switch to this preset and use this tonight.
Do you feel like, depending on the room, you have to change it, or not at all?
I don't think you have to if you find good presets. In that little vlog I done, I just threw some generic presets in there. I've completely changed the presets that are in there to match with my Deluxe a little bit more.
Sure.
Because I was just kind of wanting to see what it done and kind of some different sounds. But I don't think you have to change the presets for every single room. However, I think it's a good idea maybe to have 2 presets per amp if you're using different amps with it. That way you've got like, well, this is a little bit more of a low end kind of thing. And then the other presets maybe like, oh, the low end's kind of rumbly in this venue.
Right. Almost like a mid-focus.
I want to kind of cut some of the bass out of here. Maybe this one's EQ'd to have a little less bass in it. Or it's got more SM57 style mic in there.
That's kind of what I figured.
I think that is really all you need.
2.
Yeah, have 2 for each amp. Because that voicing knob also is so like, holy cow, you can go from really scooped to really mid-focused.
What about the space knob or spacing or whatever?
That's cool. You can change what that controls. You can change a couple different parameters, like the width of the EQ or like the amount of EQ, like how wet or dry it is. Yeah. And I set all of them to be how wet or dry it is.
So how much do you like move that during the gig? Those knobs?
0.
You just set it and forget it?
What I do is I get my amp sound exactly like I mentioned earlier. Get my amp sound exactly like it is. Flip the attenuator switch all the way down.
Yeah.
Where my amp is basically silent. And I listen to the mains and I tweak it and adjust it exactly where I want to. Yeah. And I flip it on and listen to my sound to make sure that it's equal and not one sounds radically different than the other.
What I'm saying is like, you know how through the night, like you start EQing your amp a little different.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you have to do that with the Captor X?
I'm probably not the right person to talk to.
Because you like to set it and forget it.
Because I'm so familiar with my deluxe at this point. I know where I want that EQ. Every once in a while, I got to go over and I got to cut a little bit more bass than I think I need to.
Well, that's the perk of a deluxe. When you got a tweed deluxe, you got to adjust some things.
I do think it would be very easy, though, on the fly, to walk over and just tweak that voicing, tweak that space. I don't think you're going to have to tweak the space at all. Once you get the amount of reverb and stuff you want, you're pretty well done.
It's more the
it's the voice control. And basically, I get it where I enjoy it at noon every time. And if I get playing a gig and I'm like, man, I'm really too mid-focused, too bright or something, I might move the voicing knob to the right, which is going to scoop those mids a little bit. And if I'm like, I'm not cutting through quite enough through the mains, I can tell my amp is, but not through the mains, cut it to the left just to like 10, 11 o'clock, and it's enough mids to push through.
All right, we're really getting in the weeds.
We are. That's what it's for.
Yeah, real quick, what is the speaker in the cab that you use the most, like for your deluxe?
What I'm using the most is I'm using Two Notes' 2 Rock with a G1265.
Okay.
It's a 212 cab with the G1265. It was in that video, but I've tweaked it a ton, changed the mics on it, and the venue and stuff. However, that's what I'm using the most. My speaker has a G1265 warehouse guitar speaker version of it. It's a ET65. It's really close to it, but it's definitely not the same.
Sure. But that's what you got right now.
It's what I'm using right now. I'm going to buy a few more different IRs that are out there. I've been looking at some different things. I'm going to try them out. However, right off the bat, with that deluxe, I'm pretty freaking happy with it.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing.
Well, I guess I'll use mine eventually.
Yeah, you need to.
I'll get there.
Stop using that mic.
To be fair, I've been playing a lot of acoustic gigs.
Yeah.
So, like, right now, I've not messed with it at all.
Fair enough. Fair enough. You'll get your chance to.
Yeah, I'll get there.
You want to go